All right, we back once again. Man, I hope you guys are using these T levels because, man, they make life so much easier, so much less charting, a lot more focus on execution, I would say. Which, as a trader, they're two different sides of the coin because, planning out the trade, and I say this in my chat all the time, planning out the trade just seems to some people have an easier time with this, but it just seems a lot easier to plan out an idea, have an idea what your risk is, where your target is, and then the other side of it is being able to take the trade and be in the trade, and all the things that go against you while you're in a trade. The news hits. Oh my gosh, the doubt and the fear and all that kind of stuff creeps in. Was I wrong? Did I miss something? All that stuff people go through. There's two different sides. So the trader side, which is the execution side, and then you've got the smart side where you can easily look at a situation and go, I already kind of have an idea what's going to happen. But what I like about the T-level systems is all the other algos that I've tried, those are based on pretty binary buy and sell signals, which it makes it easy for you, but essentially it just turns you into a bot, not really a trader for the most part. And so that's kind of why I've steered away from your traditional buy and sell indicators. My first video that I did was on just a simple super trend system with price targets, with average true range price targets. Basically, I didn't realize it at the time, but those system, it was just basically, here's a buy signal, and what are you going to do? You got to take it because it's that's the way the system was set up to be. So you might as well just automate something like that. Why buy an algo system that's just going to give you buy and sell signals where all you got to do is go in and press the button? You might as well have something that's automated when it comes to that. Now, this system, the reason I like it is because it is a little bit more subjective, but I think it's going to help you and teach you how to be a good trader. And the idea behind being a good trader when it comes to like futures and things like that, that's kind of be the primary forex, is understanding the trend and understanding the price action and knowing where your exhaustion levels are, and knowing your ranges. I always like to start backwards when it comes to planning a trade. Where's the market not going to go for sure? For sure. And that's where you get these exhaustion levels that come into play, because using these, I'm just going to get rid of everything here except for the T levels again and the expected moves. Where's the market not going to go, or very unlikely to go? What's the context of the day? So if we have a situation like today, okay, it's VIXpiration, okay? That means the VIX was expiring today. What does that mean? That means a lot of the supportive flows that come in through OPEX week and the week prior to that, a lot of those flows expire because the market participants are going to roll out their positions either in the VIX or in their SPX puts or calls or whatever they end up being. In this case, it was a lot of VIX calls. They get rolled out until the next expiration, the big VIX expiration. Every week it expires on Wednesday, but the big one is going to be November 16th. So a key point there. It's going to be another reversal point in the market. It just happens. It's like clockwork. And I even said it in the chat with in the T levels chat. I said, I was expecting a reversal today, and it was simply based off of expiration. It was nothing else. I mean, essentially, you lose all the supportive flows. All the squeezes have been happening, and now essentially, the market is just basically going to be, able to kind of flow a little bit more freely. You still have options expiration coming up on Friday, but you're going to be able to flow a little bit more freely. And so you're going to see a lot more volatility, essentially. So the volatility is going to be less suppressed, allowing for bigger ranges. Okay, so that was my point, is, if we understand the context of the market coming in, you can use these levels to give yourself an idea of where the market can essentially trade to or not trade to. Now, in the context of what's happening, after today, essentially what you saw was a situation where the market, it couldn't take out these previous highs here right away. You saw a double top there, and then this was pretty simple sell signal. Once you lose the support, which is essentially just the previous day close. Once you lose the support, you could start seeing where these flows that used to be in the market that were holding it up. You see these basically these V shapes. That's those are the squeezes that we're talking about here. You're going to squeeze right at the beginning of the week. We had the other squeeze like last Thursday, where we tried to break down 3,500 off CPI and then insta rallied, one of the craziest reversals. So all these are just basically these Vanna and charm flows that are squeezing people out of the market. And so if you got a situation, if you know that's happening, then you can start using these levels to develop a system around it and to be prepared for it. So again, seeing the sell signal right there, knowing that the Vanna and charm flows are essentially dissipated, you can essentially take this as a sell signal. You can double top here. So like me, I'm up here selling these up here just because, I've played the game for a long time, and it's like I already know that this high right here is at the very top of the ranges. Okay, so I'm selling up here, but on a safer side, you could either sell up here and then take the trade to the downside as well, so you could add to your position if you're a more aggressive trader. I am not. I like to get up if I think the next day is going to be a sell, I like to be as high as possible. Like I want my position as far up here as possible because it's protected. If I can get my position, somewhere in this area, when they take out stops, it may be right here or whatever. If I'm selling here and I'm expecting a sell, then I'm protected because it's going to take that much more effort to take me out. So I like to be as far up as possible, and the same thing on the downside. If I'm expecting a reversal, I like to be as low as possible, and that way I'm protected, and I have smaller stops. I have less risk near the lows, and so that's kind of what I plan on doing. Now the next thing is using these expected moves. My two favorite expected moves are going to be. Let's send this up. Bring this to the front. Put those in the front there. And then, so my two favorite expected moves are going to be the 1 hour and the 2 hour. So I got the 1 hour there, 120 minute. Now you got a range here. You got 15, 30, 60, 120, 240 daily and weekly. You can mess with all of these, but the time frame, my favorite time frame to trade is the 15 minute. And so I want to see the higher time frame expected ranges, but I don't need to see the daily and weekly, so to speak. It just kind of depends. Sometimes I'll change it up just to kind of see where those are. But if they're really far away, like here's the daily for tomorrow. If they're really far away, I'm not really that interested in trying to trade off of those because it's just so far away. We don't really trade to those levels very often. Here's one where we traded up into the level. But you can see many days where we're not trading that daily resistance, that daily expected move. So again, I'll drop that down, give myself a little bit more of a tradable higher time frame resistance. And so if you have this on, so you got this T levels and you've got a couple of resistances here on a higher time frame, this makes this sell a lot more easy to manage because if we open up right into expected range highs, at least of the 1 hour and 2 hour, which are already pretty good higher time frames to trade off of, and you're already expecting a sell, well, this is an easy trade. You basically what I do is I sell this and I go to sleep, and then I wake up and take profit. Because I sell this, go to sleep, I wake up at 3 a.m. every day, and that's where I take profit. Look where it's literally like clockwork, guys. So once you learn the timings of the markets, you can literally start setting your watch or setting your alarm, waking up and taking profits. I don't know how many times I've done this. But anyways, the point is, look where we ended up for the lows of the day. So we ended up at the, which one of these do I have as I think this is going to be the 1 hour. So the 1 hour, 2 hour, we range from there all the way down to the 2 hour low. And so this is why we use this. Now, we're sitting here at essentially the 2 hour low right now, and we're at the T levels gray box low as well. So not really sure what's going to be happening here. We might change this out to a 4 hour. So there we go. We got another low there. And then what we were looking at before was the daily. That's down here. So if we break the 4 hour to the downside, because we're already breaking the 2 hour, if we break the 4 hour to the downside, we've got some support down there on the daily where we could definitely start testing some of these lower exhaustion levels. We will see how that plays out. I do expect more downside, albeit it might be slow. I don't think there's going to be some crazy volatile limit down or anything, but I think it'll be a slow grind lower. And Apple most likely holding us up into their earnings. We also got Google, some of the bigger fangs that'll, I'm guessing, will probably be holding the market up, keeping it from really cratering. But yeah, so that's basically the video. It's a little bit longer. Kind of had a lot of thoughts to kind of put out there from the last couple days. So hopefully it helps you. And make sure to join the Discord with the T-Levels crew so you can learn more about how to use this. I'm just giving you guys a glimpse of how I use it. These guys in here are way better at this than I am, so definitely get into the Discord and ask them about it and how they use it. And also, if you are interested in trading futures, check out the link to Apex, one of my favorite funded trader firms. And they're really cheap, and they pay out 90% of your earnings on any money that you make with their funds. So definitely check that out, and we'll see you next time. Peace.